Hey, welcome to SirAndroidTV, and this is part 1 of my video game genre mini-series where I define the mechanical purpose and user-game relationship of different video game genres. Part 1, the platformer. I don't know about kids these days, but if you're around my age, chances are the first video game you played was a platformer. Super Mario Bros. Is the easiest example. You are this character, you move this way and the world scrolls that way. You jump on and across platforms of varying elevation to reach the goal. Moving from platform to platform is what defines the platformer genre, right? Wrong! What if I were to tell you that platforms don't define platforming games? Going back to the Super Mario Bros. Example, you are this character, you move this way, you see two platforms and an enemy. Hypothetically, if you don't know how to play this game, this is what you will do. The game's first level teaches you how to play the genre. You have to jump over or on that enemy. If you don't, Mario dies. The game immediately punishes you, not for not jumping on a platform, but for not jumping at all. And that's the key to the genre. It's not platforms, it's jumping. And I know what you're thinking. Well, platformers are about the platforms, you're just using jumping to move from one platform to another. A valid counterpoint. But first, screw you with your negativity. Second, I would argue that you can remove the platforms from a platformer and it's still a platformer. But if you remove the jumping from a platformer, it's no longer a platformer. Yes, most great platformers are great because of great platform-focused level design, but there are great platformers that have exactly the opposite. The original Donkey Kong game had you control the appropriately named Jumpman. There were multiple platforms, but you weren't just jumping from platform to platform. No. You were also timing your jumps over a series of obstacles on a flat plane. In most platformers I can think of, you're being tested on how well you can move from platform to platform, but far more often, you're being tested on how well you can manipulate the jumping mechanic, how well you can time and manipulate your jumps up, around, and through obstacles. Platforms just happen to be the most common obstacles in the genre. So then you're saying that all games with jumping are platformers? Nope, because in a platformer, using the jumping mechanic is consistently mandatory. In a fighting game, you don't have to jump to win. So now that we've established that platformers are defined by their jumping mechanic, we should now actually establish what a jumping mechanic actually is. Yeah, I know that sounds a bit silly, but I just want to cover all my bases here. Jumping is not just moving up then down. It's about fighting against gravity. You jump off in one direction, gravity fights against you. This is where the whole manipulating the jumping mechanic thing I talked about comes into play. Double jumping, wall jumping, holding the run button while moving then jumping to get a farther jump distance. Holding the opposite direction on the D-pad mid-jump to decrease your jump distance. These are all examples of manipulating a jumping mechanic used to fight against the gravity in a platforming game. Are the Portal games platformers? You're not going to do much by bunny hopping around, but you are using portals as a jumping mechanic to manipulate and work against gravity, changing your elevation and momentum to get to the end of the chamber, or from platform to platform. Now, this isn't supposed to be a concrete definition. Remember, games don't have to fit perfectly into different genres, but if we can have a more fundamental understanding of what they are, then we can begin to have more intelligent discussions about them. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel, feel free to comment below, and don't forget to enter the SirAndroidTV giveaway for this one-of-a-kind, non-mint condition, disc-only copy of Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2004 for the PlayStation 2.